Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. As you know, we are studying very important topic of life process, that is excretion. In my previous lecture, I told you about the working of nephron. Now we are going to talk about the new topic, that is hemodialysis. What is hemodialysis? So before explaining that, I want to tell you that as we are talking about the kidneys, okay, in our previous lecture we have already talked about the working of nephron. Nephron means structural and functional unit of the kidney. Okay, so here we can understand whatever we have studied till now, we can understand that the kidneys are the most vital organs of the organism. Okay, so if why they are most vital organ of the organism, actually they help to filter the blood and they help to get rid of nitrogenous waste out of the body. Okay, so thus we can say that these kidneys are very important, or we can say these are the most vital organ of the organism. So if by any case, or if any case that these kidney get damaged, or maybe by the infection, but maybe by any injury, so if any kidney, or we must say that the kidneys get failure, then it is hard for a person to survive. Got my point? I mean to say that the kidney failure can lead to death. Okay, so here we can understand that these kidneys are very important, because if any case they get failure or they get damaged, then they can lead to the death. Why? Because we know that the kidneys help in the filtration of blood, means they helps to get rid of nitrogenous waste from the body. Okay, so if the kidney will be failed or get damaged, at that time the nitrogenous waste will get deposited in the blood, and then it will cause harm to the body, and finally it will lead to the death. Okay, so in such cases, if kidney gets failure, then we have two alternates. Either we can transplant a kidney from the healthy person to that person who is already suffering from kidney failure, or we can transplant, or we can give a temporary, or we can say we can give a machine, we can give a machine treatment, or we can say we use artificial kidney for the treatment of that person. Okay, and that complete process is known as dialysis. Means when we use the artificial kidney to purify the blood of a person, okay, and that artificial kidney works same as a natural kidney. This complete process is known as dialysis. So in this lecture, we are going to talk about hemodialysis, means we are going to talk about the process of filtering the blood by a machine which is known as dialyzer. Okay, so before that, let's start with the notes. Kidneys are most vital organ of an organism. They help to filter the blood. Kidneys help to filter the blood. Okay, so any infection or damage to the kidney can lead to the kidney failure, and it can lead to the death. Infection or injury can cause kidney failure, and if this kidney failure cannot be treated timely, then it can lead to the death. If it cannot be treated timely, it can lead to death. Okay, so in the case of kidney failure, we have generally two alternates. In case of In case of kidney failure, we have two alternates. Either we can transplant the kidney of a healthy person to the kidney failure. Number one, transplant of kidney of a healthy person into the body of sick person, into the why I am putting the word sick here, because the person who is suffering from kidney failure, definitely he is sick. Okay, so transplant of kidney of a healthy person into the body of sick person. Okay, or another alternate is artificial kidney. Artificial kidney, which is generally known as dialyzer, and it works on the principle of dialysis, or it works same as the natural kidney. Okay, so artificial kidney, it works, it is a machine, it is a machine which works on the process of natural kidney, natural kidney. It is a machine which works on the process of natural kidney. Okay, and this complete process is known as dialysis. This process is known as dialysis. Okay, so generally we cannot plant or we cannot transplant the kidney from a healthy person. So we have another method. This is the artificial kidney, means we can do the process of dialysis to make a person survival. Okay, for the survival of a person or to make the person live, we have to follow this process which is known as dialysis. So what is that process? Let me explain you. Here you can see, yes, this is the process of dialysis, and generally it is done by the artificial machine which is known as the dialyzer. Okay, and this is also known as let me mention, this is also known as hemodialysis, because here the blood is purified. Okay, and blood carries the pigment hemoglobin. So let me explain you this process of dialysis. What is the meaning of dialysis? Dialysis is a process by which the nitrogenous waste can be put out of the blood, or blood can be purified. Okay, so this is the process. Let me explain you. Here you can see that the blood of a human is pumped out, okay, into the dialysis machine which is known as dialyzer. Okay, here the heparin is added into the blood to prevent the blood clotting. Fine. Now you can see a long coil tube is there. This long coil tube is made up of cellulose. Okay, so here the blood from this machine circulates slowly into the long cellulose tube which is coiled and is capped in the dialysis solution. Okay, now what happens? This cellulose tube, the tube which is made up of cellulose, this cellulose tube allows the movement of ions, okay, water and small particles by the process of diffusion, and it does not allow the blood corpuscles, platelets to move out, because these are the large molecules. Okay, now after this process the cleansed blood is pumped again back into the human body. So this is the process of cleaning the blood by a machine that is known as artificial kidney or dialysis, and this complete process is known as hemodialysis. Clear? Let me mention here. What is hemodialysis? Blood, in the process of hemodialysis, blood from the human body, or you can mention the blood from the body, is pumped out of the body, or you can directly mention the blood is pumped out of the body, into a machine, which is known as dialyzer. Okay. Here the heparin is added into the blood to avoid or to prevent clotting. Heparin is added into the blood to prevent clotting. Okay. Then the blood is circulated into the long coiled tube which is made up of cellulose. Now the blood slowly circulates into the long cellulose just a minute, long cellulose coiled tube which is kept in the dialysis solution, which is kept in the dialysis solution. Okay. Now here the cellulose allows the ions, small molecules and water to diffuse through it. Okay. Big molecules, or we can mention the blood corpuscles and platelets, do not move from this cellulose tube because they are big. So thus we can say that the complete process of dialysis allows the movement of small molecules and water molecules to diffuse through the cellulose tube, and then the quiescent, here I have already told you that the quiescent blood is again sent to the human body. Okay. So let me mention small molecules and water to diffuse through it. Blood corpuscles, do not move out of it as they have big molecules, Okay. Now the quiescent blood is again pumped into the human body. The quiescent blood cleansed blood is now again pumped into the human body. Okay, so this is the complete mechanism of hemodialysis. Hemodialysis means an artificial machine is used to clean the blood, means to get rid of nitrogenous waste from the blood. So this is the complete mechanism of dialysis, or we can say this is the complete mechanism of hemodialysis. Now we will talk about the excretion in plants. This is the complete process of excretion in the human body. We have completed the excretion of human body. Now we will talk about the excretion in the plants. Okay, now we are going to talk about the excretion in plants. So as we all know that plants do not have any excretory organ, so they do not have any excretory system. So how can they get rid of the excretory material or waste product from their body? Have you ever thought? Yes, you have thought, even you have studied in the previous classes, in the junior classes as well. So here we are going to talk about the excretion in plants. It's again very interesting topic. Excretion in plants. As plants do not have any excretory organ, but still whatever the waste is produced in the plant body, they also need to excrete it, they also need to get rid of it. So what happens? What is the procedure by which they get rid of their waste products? So we all know that, hope you all have studied in the junior classes as well, that carbon dioxide and water vapor and oxygen are the waste products of the plants. Okay, and these carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen are thrown out of the plant body or are removed out of the plant body by the different processes. For example, if we talk about the carbon dioxide and water, so you all have studied the process of respiration in the plants. That time they remove the carbon dioxide and water from the body, fine, and that carbon dioxide is again used in the process of photosynthesis, and during the process of photosynthesis plants remove the oxygen from the body. Okay, during the daytime only, I'm not talking about the full day, I'm talking about the daytime only, that whatever the carbon dioxide they remove from the body as a waste, that carbon dioxide they use in the process of photosynthesis, and during the daytime when they perform the process of photosynthesis they release the oxygen in the atmosphere. So thus we can say that the plants, in the plants the waste material are carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen. So let me mention, plants do not have excretory system. Okay, so they get rid of waste material through the body itself. They get rid of waste material through the either from the stomata or either from the body surface. So they get rid of waste material through the stomata. And even if we talk about the woody plants or woody stem, then they get rid of waste products. They get rid of waste products from the lenticles only. So here in the, if we talk about the plant, then in the plant the waste products are carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen. So let me mention, in the plants waste products are carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen. Okay, and all those waste products are removed from the body by the stomata only, whether it is the process of photosynthesis or whether it is the process of respiration. Everywhere stomata helps in that process of removal of waste material. So if we talk about the carbon dioxide and water, so these carbon dioxide and water are removed as a waste by the process of photosynthesis. Let me mention, carbon dioxide and water are removed as waste product, removed as waste products by the process of process of respiration or by the respiration only. Okay, and this carbon dioxide is used by the plants in the photosynthesis, and in the photosynthesis they release the oxygen in the daytime. So this carbon dioxide is used by the plants in the photosynthesis, and oxygen is released during the daytime. Oxygen is released during the daytime. Okay. So here whatever the oxygen is released here in the process of photosynthesis, that oxygen is used by the process of respiration by the plants. Clear? And due to the process of respiration, during the process of respiration, whatever the carbon dioxide is released, that carbon dioxide is again used by the plant in the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So here this is the all about carbon dioxide, water and oxygen. Now excess water is removed out of the body of the plant in the form of water vapor, and that process is known as transpiration. So here we can say that the plants follow the different methods. They do the respiration and remove the carbon dioxide and water. They do the photosynthesis and remove the oxygen from the body, and the third process is transpiration. By that they remove the excess amount of water vapor from the body. Okay, let me mention, plants remove the excess water from the body by transpiration. Okay, so here we can say, though the plants do not have any excretory system, but they remove the waste material or waste product, which are carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen, by the process of photosynthesis, respiration and transpiration. Okay, so they follow these processes to remove the waste from the body. These are the general talk about the waste product in the form of gases. Now we are talking about that some plants remove the waste product in the form of solid waste, like they shed off their leaves. Okay, and sometimes they store their waste product. Hope you all have seen the oil and gums on the bark of the tree. So we can say that the plants not only remove these gases from the body, even sometimes they release or they throw the waste product out of the body in the solid form as well. Okay, so this is all about the excretion in plants. So hope everything is clear to you. Thank you.